Good evening. This is CTV News for Wednesday, September 25th. I'm Danielle Irby.
And I'm Patricia Vallone. Thank you for joining us this evening.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has announced an impeachment inquiry of President Donald Trump.
And only 2 U.S. presidents have ever been impeached, and one resigned under the threat of impeachment. Byron Scott is here with more on this issue.
Right now, this is just a first step as lawmakers decide whether to charge him with high crimes and misdemeanors. It follows the revelation that President Donald Trump's July phone call to Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky indicates Trump may have offered U.S. assistance if the Ukrainian government opened an investigation of then Vice President Joe Biden, whose son had dealings with Ukrainian natural gas company. Transcripts or memorandum of that telephone conversation were released by the White House today. Democrats allege Trump hopes to gain politically from any inquiry of a rival. Dr. William Lewis of Bowie State University says at this point it's not a matter of whether Trump broke U.S. law.
It could change. The Senate, at the moment, I don't see willingness to impeach, but it may go through the House.
So do you think? So then, is it a wise decision to vote to do this inquiry then?
I think it's wise because Pelosi keeps saying nobody's above the law. With all the revelations that we've had so far, should the House do absolutely nothing? That's the issue. That's the question.
And the Justice Department says Trump's call did not violate any campaign finance laws.
So, Byron, it sounds like this is just going to be a long process.
It could be. This, again, is just the first step. But if he is impeached, so, for example, if the House impeaches him and the Senate does nothing, that means he can actually run in 2020 and become the first president, if he wins, to be impeached and win the election.
So we shall see
what
happens.
Here. Stay tuned.
Well, meantime, CTV spoke with people downtown to get their thoughts on whether the impeachment process should move forward.
I'm glad something is happening. Some accountability is being exercised without regard to political, whatever happens politically to these people. I think it's really courageous. I'm glad they're doing it.
I think that the president should be held accountable for his lawless actions, regardless of the political consequences for Democrats. I think that he needs to answer for what he's done to this country by tearing it apart.
I'm conflicted. I'm actually conflicted because what people don't realize is if Trump gets impeached, we still have Pence, and I don't know if he's better. I think he could actually be worse because he's not as outrageous, and I don't know how it's going to play into the election either. I think people could act viscerally and lash out at the Democrats, and that could end up affecting the way we perform in November. So, conflicted. Do I think he deserves to be impeached? Probably yes, but do I think it's strategically the right move for Democrats? Less sure about that.
And that impeachment inquiry is expected to last 4 months.
A Prince George's County police officer has been indicted on multiple charges of extortion, false imprisonment, and misconduct in office. Corporal Ramadez Gonzalez allegedly demanded payment from 2 motorists during separate traffic stops. The county's police chief says there are consequences for any officer in the department who abuses their powers and betrays the public's trust, regardless of rank. If you had a similar experience with Corporal Gonzalez, you are asked to call Internal Affairs at 301-772-4795.